and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know.
Yes,
Comrade Show.
Edo people and Nigerians across the world. Top of the moment to you and a very happy new year to you all. This is the Comrade Show, and this is the segment we call the Comrade and Friends. My name, as usual, is Comrade Lamte Ikmongusa Oriahi, and this is the first edition of the Comrade Show in the year 2022. Today is the 2nd of January 2022. How are you celebrating the new year? How are you feeling? What resolutions have you made? We're going to be sharing ours right in the studio today. I have with me the team, like you know, the musketeers of the Comrade Show. I have them right here. Today we're going to be looking at a range of issues, particularly looking ahead, at 2022 and with the expectations of 2022. Some of those expectations we are going to be discussing, today, and hopefully we expect that at some point we are going to open the lines and to hear what you think and what you expect should happen next year. This year, it doesn't matter in whatever area, but our area today is going to be majorly about governance, and governance majorly as it relates to Edo State. We equally have some other issues to look at, some other things that we are promoting because they sort of strengthen our own culture. So we're going to be looking at the Ahwe Games that's currently ongoing. And remember, if you're not aware, the Comrade Show has a team right there. And as at yesterday, we have very good information coming out from the Ahwe Games, particularly information regarding the Comrade Show and the performance the Comrade Show team is putting up right there. We're going to be looking at these, and we're going to be looking at the promises, if you may, of the governor of Edo State, looking at 2022 and beyond, and the kind of Edo State the governor of Edo State is wishing and hoping he will leave behind for his successor. All of these we'll take a look at, and a few more things. So the program is the Comrade and Friends. Stay with us. Don't go away. Don't touch that dial. All you need to do right now is please share this broadcast. Let it go around because this is going to be explosive. In just a minute. Yes, my people. Right in the house, the people you are seeing right now are the musketeers of the Comrade Show. I have in the house Dr. Tony Agbansevife. Dr. Tony, please.
Thank you very much, my brother, Comrade Lante Ikponsa Oriahi. People, I greet all of you. Comrade Pharmacist Ramira, I greet you, my brother. Happy New Year to you guys and to your family. Followers of the Comrade Show, our fans, all our viewers, those that keep this program ticking on and clicking on. I wish you all a very, very happy New Year 2022. And I pray that God Almighty be with us all, even as we zoom into this year. You are all welcome.
Splendid. Dr. Tony, you are looking different. What's happening? Is this part of the New Year resolve or resolution?
It's part of the celebrations, my brother.
We're part of the celebration. Beautiful. We probably have in the house. We're not going to forget. We have my brother Austin Iremira. Austin, you named this program the Sunday Tonic, and today is Sunday, the 2nd of January. Austin, say hello to the people.
Thank you so much, my brother, Comrade Friends, our CNC. You are looking absolutely take away today. It's the first day and the first Sunday of our darling program. And Dr. Tony Adbons, what will I say? You are looking good. Please share the Ilalobo to me. And to our viewers, I want to say you are welcome specially to this first edition of the Comrade and Friends, your darling program, the Sunday Tonic. Today, the 2nd of January, 2022. First of its kind is happening. I'm very happy to be here, and I want to wish all of us, especially our top fans, a very, very happy new year. A year that promises to be very good. And I've often said since Saturday that 2022 will be an explosive year of blessings. And I want to appeal to all of us. Remember, we are here because you are. Do keep a date and always join us every Sunday. I'm just so excited.
Thank you very much. I'm going to quickly start with Tony Agbons. Part of the celebration, bro. Man, tell us what is the difference between today and 2 days ago?
My brother, you are talking of 19 no date like we used to say when we were young. Today and 2 days ago, that was the last time I saw you, Lante. That was last year. It was over a year ago. So it's a huge difference. So we're in a new year. This is a new dispensation. It's a new beginning. It's the dawning of a new season. So that is why we are all very happy.
Beautiful. Comrade Pharmacist Iremira. Last year, 2021. Today we are 2020. This is 2022. What are you going to be doing differently from last year?
Thank you so much, Dr. CNC. You see, the new year is coming. I'm about to change your title to doctor now. It's part of all the new feelings.
It's doctor in the show.
2022 is a double year because it's got 2 and a 0 and a 2 to start it. What I'm going to be doing differently, I haven't really set myself a very big ambition, but I just want to do what I did last year and try to do it with some degree of precision and just try to be a bit better. I haven't said so much gigantic one, but what I will promise our viewers is, except there's something else, I will be on this seat to always help, to support, to put a word to the growth and development of our dear Edo State and indeed Nigeria. And also too, I think at this time too, I want to be a bit more faithful and a bit more organized.
When you mean more faithful, are you talking of faithfulness to your wife or faithful?
It's a bit of both, but I will be going more of faithfulness to God. The faithfulness to my wife is not part of that, is constant. It's as easy as K. But I'll be a bit more faithful to the things of God.
Oh, lovely. That's nice one. But when you say be more faithful, people easily interpret it to mean that you are probably a here and there man. But it's good that you quickly echo that, your matter with Madame is constant. Yes. Dr. Agbons, Comrade Dr. Agbons, what will you be doing differently in 2022? Taking a look back at 2021.
For me, just like what Comrade Austin Remina have said, this year I want to be a little bit more proactive. I want to be also a bit more aggressive. I'm going to be very aggressive this year in my analysis and in my permutations. I'm somebody that work with feedback, and some of the feedback I've got from friends, people around me, and even some strangers who look at a lot of my work, both the written and spoken work, it's actually in these two areas. So I'm going to be a bit more fiery So and I need to first to start apologizing to some people now. I'm going to be very fiery, in the way I do things. That is one. Then it coming to the home front, because I also need, I also want to be, more faithful, especially in those promises I make, because I sometimes do make promises, at home, and I push it a little bit forward. So I want to, not even make promises at all. But if I have to make sure I keep to them.
All right. Okay. Are you trying to say that in 2021 you procrastinated quite a lot?
No, not really procrastination. Sometimes out of the spur of the moment, you just say, "Oh, I will do this," and you just, find out that you are not able to do it. So I don't want to be political at all. I don't want to be.
So when you mean spur of the moment, but let's be very clear, because spur of the moment, inspires a lot of meanings.
Yeah.
Spur of the moment in what area?
No, not what you are thinking, my brother.
What do
Don't
you
be
know I'm
too.
thinking?
No,
What
not
am I
what you are
thinking?
thinking. I'm looking at your mind here. So when I'm talking about spur of the moment, it's not not other room matters. So I'm talking
Okay.
about spur of the moment, as in decision making, and those kind of things. That's what I mean.
Good. That's a beautiful one. Anyhow, I was just, joking with that. I know you are a very responsible man and all of that, and
I
so
know.
I get what you mean. Look, viewers, if you're watching us, you want to share with us what if you've got some resolutions for 2022, just write them out. We will read them out. If you can call in, you can call in. I think I'll just display the number on the screen. Yes, you can actually call in if you want to. But if you decide to just put some comment there, letting us know what your 2022 resolutions are, okay, that's fine. We can share, and of course learn from each other. The team is sharing right now. But I want to quickly go to pharmacist. Comrade pharmacist Austin. Comrade pharmacist Austin. One question I have for you is this. For the year 2022, what do you envision should be, the resolve or the resolution of the Comrade Show, particularly the Comrade and Friends, as a way of commitment to the supporters of the Comrade and Friends and the Comrade Show?
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamptey, for that question. You remember when we celebrated our 1 year anniversary, we
Yes.
got lots of feedback and we are still working through that. So what
Yes.
I would encourage us to do in the Comrade Show, especially under your leadership, is for us to always regularly go back to those feedbacks like we do and try to make sure we give the right content to our viewers. And even as the program is going on now, there are feedback that are going on there. We've done it, we continue to do it, but I think this year we should even take it a bit further. And also, too, I think Comrade Show should be a bit more aggressive now in letting the world and people know what we are doing. Because indeed, we are doing a lot, especially yourself. The EZIP program and everything, we want to bring it because this is the people's program. And we've always made ourselves available. I want to promise our viewers that even this year, we'll make ourselves even more available. And my only appeal to our viewers is, if you notice anything, please do well. Help us by voicing it. Leave a note and a comment. And then just continue to be good for Edo State people and also too to criticize when necessary. And I think if Comrade Show continue to do this, will remain the darling program for all Edo State people, especially those in the diaspora.
Thank you very much. Let me quickly read out what Arobonosi Okokoni, one of the followers of the Comrade Show, just wrote. He said 2022 is a year that the Edo State people hope to see the full results and success of good governance in Edo State.
Absolutely.
Yes. Dr. Agbansebaife, can you take that up from there?
Absolutely, and it's something we did talk about. Recently we all talked about it, even with other members of the board of trustees of the Comrade Show. We talked about this issue. This is a huge year for Edo State. And this is the year where Edo State has to be on the global map. Edo State has to be the beacon of hope for the democratic decadence that Nigeria has come to be. So Edo State has to now be the template that other states will now look at. It's a huge year, and I know we are coming to all those issues later. So I will just stop there for now.
We may not go far, to talk about these issues because it's coming up right now. So
Yes.
from the way we are sounding, we have expectations for the year. Right now, we are not zero into the Edo State people expectation for the year. Comrade Pharmacist Remira, can you take that from there? Because Arabodosi, happy new year to you, my brother Kokoni. He says 2022 is a year that the Edo State people hope to see the full results and sources of good governance in Edo State. How do you measure this, Pharmacist Remira?
Thank you so much. I think a very good fan, Arabodosi Kokonui, was actually reading my mind. My expectation about Edo State is purely on governance. I've left infrastructure, although I have one, I've left all the other stuff because I think the governor has got them right. But now, all these things that he's doing will not work well if there is no clear governance. On that note, I have 3 projections, and I will read them out straight away. 1, I want to see that before the end of 2022, Edo State has got a functioning local government council. We cannot run Edo State as it is without a proper functioning local government council, because that is pivotal to growth and is pivotal to development. I have also, and I want Edo State to be fully lighted up. The Comrade Show, in his little wisdom, is doing a lot. I think the state should take it up. We need some degree of light in Edo State. Thank God for the small groups that we have, Osiomo and others. I want to see a remarkable improvement. And lastly, I am not happy that we don't have a functioning House of Assembly. 9 out of 24, by my view, is not good enough. I understand the situation, but I think the time has come. By 2022 up to 2023, we should see the complete House of Assembly in full total. This is my 3 projections and vision. And I think if that is done, Governor Obaseki will leave a very good legacy and set Edo State on the terms of fire for success.
Splendid. Dr. Oni Agbasawe, I don't know how much you agree with Comrade Pharmacist Iremira. But before you come on, let me quickly just read out what Dr. Loretta Agboroko just posted there. He said light, not just in Benin City, but in the whole of Edo State. That is referring to some of the expectations of Comrade Pharmacist Iremira. How much do you agree with Iremira, and how much do you differ?
Thank you very much. I think I agree with what Iremira have said. Very, very high, laudable expectation. And I believe that the pharmacist Iremira is speaking the minds of thousands and millions of Edo sons and daughters, both at home and in the diaspora. We expect that. But I don't know if we are ready because just yesterday, the governor of Edo State, gave a broadcast, which to me was kind of a middle line broadcast, New Year greetings, and then he read out a number of, thematic, performance. How will I put it now? Things that the Edo State government is looking to do this year and beyond. I have taken my time, Comrade Lamte, to break down that speech into bits and pieces. And it's quite a lot. I'm not going to mention all yet now, maybe until you play that video. But 3 things that I want to say that are my high expectation, just like Pharmacist Remira. Number 1 is in the area of education, which is my constituency. That's got to do with the Edo Best has done a lot in the primary sector, Edo Best moving to the secondary education level. That one, and I think His Excellency Governor Baseki mentioned that in his speech. And then the other thing is healthcare. That one too, expectation. Where we are expecting that the primary healthcare centers, we have about 192 wards in Edo State. The governor actually mentioned 100 in his speech yesterday. So this primary healthcare center to be spread around all the parts of Edo State, and then 3 specialist hospitals in the 3 senatorial districts of Edo State: Edo South, Edo Central, and Edo North. So that's my second expectation. And then this last one, not many people understand this, but this is where the world is going, is the digital economy that the state government has, gradually been popping up and popping up. So I expect that this year, the creative hub that Edo is looking to becomes more and more evidential, becomes more and more concrete. Because let me tell you, my brother, the world is moving into a digital economy. And it is those, when it comes to digitalization, digital economy, it is who gets there first that grabs it. So that one for me are my 3 expectations. We got a lot of talented young people who are really, really savvy. And the governor has talked about, expanding the bandwidth, fiber optics, so that people, no matter where you are in Edo State, they'll be able to have access to the internet. That is where the world is. For instance, now, although the 3 of us were in the UK, we are not in the same location. And every people in the world, they are watching us all over the world. So these are some of the things we are talking about when we talk about digital economy. It drives the economy and development.
Look, I think we're just going to zero down to, because just yesterday, the governor released a New Year's speech. And, some of the things we're talking about right now, they were captured in that speech. I think we're just going to play a set of that speech, and so that people can, those who may not have seen that speech or may not have watched it can actually watch it, so that you can follow proper. Then we can begin to look at, the Iwinwizi inside the speech. But before that, I want to quickly, read out the comments of our brother, Pedro Usabohien. He says, people close to government should always tell the government the truth and the feelings of the masses. I'm sure that's what we are doing on the Comrade Show, and I very much agree with Pedro Usabohien. Pedro Usabohien, Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much for sharing that. Yes, and of course, Easy Life also equally said, and I quote, he said, 2022 is a year that will manifest the actualization of Obaseki's promise. I think this is really key. People are expecting that this year should mark, should showcase more, what the government is doing. But let us take a listen to what the governor said in his New Year Day speech. Please don't go away. Share the broadcast. Don't forget. Let's bring more people together.
As we usher in the year 2022, let us thank God Almighty that we are able to witness the beginning of another year. In spite of the challenges and uncertainties experienced in 2021, there's a lot which we should be grateful to God Almighty for. Despite witnessing 2 waves of COVID-19 in 2021, the mortality rates which we recorded in Edo State was far less than was projected. This persistent COVID-19 pandemic is a clarion call for us to pay more attention to our environment and also to strengthen our healthcare system. Consequently, the reform of our healthcare system is now a very high priority in our ongoing transformation of the entire governance structure of Edo State. Confident that Edo citizens will continue to subscribe to the Edo Health Insurance Scheme, which will provide the long-term funds required to sustain our new healthcare system, we are now revamping 100 additional primary healthcare facilities while building our network of specialist hospitals in the 3 senatorial districts. Our healthcare reform in Edo will now include the encouragement of the private sector to invest in provide quality healthcare. We are encouraged with the progress in our transformation of the public service, and we are confident that with the ongoing recruitments, introduction of technology, and emphasis on training, our citizens will begin to receive better quality services from their government. The construction and rehabilitation of roads are currently going on across the entire state. Even though the extended rainy season delayed the commencement of work, we are optimistic that significant portions of work will be completed before the next rainy season. We are also focusing on other infrastructure such as electricity and fiber connection. Our Operation Light Up Edo is in full gear with the street lighting projects being rolled out in Benin City, Ekpoma, and Auchi. We are working with a private provider to connect all our 18 local government areas with fiber optic connection to enhance access to the internet and expand the digital economy across the state. The physical and digital infrastructure which we are laying across the state, including the proposed airport in Edo North, will position Edo State as a major commercial hub in Nigeria and West Africa. Investing in our people will continue to be a priority in the year 2022 as we roll out the Edo Best framework to all tiers of education in the state. We are building shared production facilities in 6 technical colleges across the state to support the technical training of our youths while promoting technical entrepreneurship in these communities. The successful takeoff of a Benin Tech Park with the graduation of the first set of highly trained software engineers and developers has now spurred us to commence the construction of the permanent site for the Edo Technology Park. We hope the first phase will be ready for use in 2022, thus ensuring Edo's position as a tech hub on the African continent. In addition to exposing them to technology, we are supporting our youths in entrepreneurship and innovation so that they can seize the moment and build top-of-the-range capacity to compete with their peers globally. We are expanding resources to boost opportunities in the creative industry with the establishment of the Sir Victor Wifo Creative Hub and Soundstage. As a government, we will continue to deepen our development strides following from the gains which we have made over the last 5 years. Our emphasis will continue to remain building human capacity, deploying technology, promoting innovation, enhancements of the productive sector, and leveraging our diaspora population to drive sustainable development. In this new year, we are recommitting ourselves to deepen growth across all sectors of the state and providing more opportunities for our people to realize their full potential. These we will do by leveraging the innate abilities of our people and providing them with the tools and enablement to dominate and conquer their worlds. Let me appreciate and commend the effort of the services of all our security agencies, particularly our vigilante network, who continue to work and sacrifice to keep us safe. Our relative success in securing Edo, particularly in the last few months, is a result of the collaborative efforts of these agencies. Our support will now be extended in the new year to training of our vigilante network in the Nigerian Police Force training facilities in Ogida Barracks, which has been refurbished by the Edo State government. In the areas of agriculture, tourism, infrastructure, energy, electricity, healthcare, education, and security, we are changing the way government works and delivers services to Edo people. As we fulfill this mandate to you, we urge you all to live up to your own civic responsibilities by paying your taxes. We are revamping our tax administration system to make it easy for you to pay your tax with the use of technology. We urge all Edo people to approach the new year with a renewed sense of hope in our political system. Our goal is to make sure that in Edo, democracy has full expression and that we only vote for candidates with demonstrated evidence to add value to our society. I assure the good people of Edo State that I will continue to strive to do only that which is in the best interest of Edo State and Edo people. I wish you all a happy and safe 2022. God bless Edo State. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Sorry, man. I'll start with you coming from Sister Remira. That's a speech from the governor. Before I share my thoughts, what do you think of that speech?
Thank you so much, Comrade Friends. That is a very good speech. One of the best I've seen in many years. The speech was just delivered under 9 minutes, and I can say it captured a lot. It is packed full of stuff. But I am not impressed. I am not impressed not because there is no content, not because there is nothing there for Edo people. It's just that before the program started, you did ask me, what are my expectations and projections for Edo State in 2022? And of my 3 projections, that speech, as beautiful as it is, only captured 1. So for me, it's 1/3. And you would agree with me that 1/3 is not a pass mark. But that's just my analysis. And I know viewers would say, why are you saying this? I believe that everything that the governor has said, in fact, we are going to break them down. I have broken them down into 15 subtopics, which show that it's rich. But there is something that underpins all this. And that's what I'm going to say. What the governor said about democracy, and that ended the speech. As a governor, I will keep democratic tenets. I will do for the best interest of Edo and Edo people. That word alone simply means good governance. And I think good governance will only go to the small people in the villages and remote area if there is a functioning local government, and also that they have good representation in the National Assembly. So I'm not saying that the speech is not rich. I believe it is good. But my 3 projections, only 1 has just been met, which is the lighting program. And I'm happy it's not restricting it to only Benin City. It's looking at Ekpoma and indeed Auchi. But overall, the speech is good. If all that is said in that speech is done, Edo would have moved from where it is now to even much more better place. But I dare say all these are possible when there is true governance. And true governance will be local government and a functioning House of Assembly. Those will be my first inputs for now.
Good. Dr. Agbons, that was a powerful speech. You agree with me? So, what's your overall assessment?
Thank you, Comrade Lante Oriaki, and my brother, Comrade Iremira, for your very incisive analysis. I have also broken that speech into about 14 bits and pieces, and I agree with you, Comrade Iremira, that if all that is contained in this speech, if they are delivered as we expect, but I don't see any reason why they shouldn't be, looking at the body language of this governor, I believe is on the path to deliver this. I think the balance scorecard at the end of this 2022 will be one of hooray for those state people. So he mentioned, I just want to pick on the airport in Edo North. I think towards the end of last year, we saw the approval from the Federal Ministry of Aviation for that airport to be sited in a donor, I think somewhere in Uzaire or something around that area. And like I said before, the Edo Best moving from primary schools to the secondary level, that would be good. And then there's something the governor mentioned which really excites me, because this again is my own constituency. He mentioned that the state government is going to leverage on Edo State diaspora population to drive development of the state. That particular sentence gives me a lot of buzz. Sorry, I'm speaking my language. Makes me happy.
Let me take you on that.
Yes.
Looking at this governor since he was elected since the second term,
yes,
and sworn in, can we really say that the governor is leveraging on the Edo diaspora community so far?
Yes, yeah, we can. Though we expect more. We expect more. If I'm to be face to face with the governor, I will tell him this. Yes, because in the course of this year that have just ended, we've had several interactions. The governor have had several interactions, not just even with us, but some other Edo people in diaspora. And when we say diaspora, please and please, viewers, we are talking of people who live outside Edo. Somebody in Edo State is in Akure, is a diaspora. If you are in Mali, you are in Burkina Faso, and we've had these people, Edo people in Lagos, Abuja, then people in Europe, all over the world, Asia, America, Canada, all over the place. So I think he's been doing that. That engagement has been there. So mentioning it again this new year, I believe, and with the expectations we are having with the start of the Edo State Diaspora Agency, which is going to be the umbrella organization that is going to harness. Look, my brother Lamte, and this is where sometimes we have always got it wrong in the past. We don't build framework. We don't build foundation. We jump into things a lot. But I just hope that with the time the planning of this setup of the Edo Diaspora Agency have taken, when that agency eventually kicks off, it's going to harness the latent potential of the Edo State Diaspora. My apologies. Edo State Diaspora, to galvanize Edo people as a single unit, as a strong force to drive development in Edo State. And he mentioned it in this speech, and I'm happy.
Okay. Austin Remina, I will come to you. I want to take you on this as well. I want to take you up on this. Some people, I mean, we have our ears on the ground, okay? Some people, even across the diaspora, they have said severally that, or they have observed that this same government has set up series of committees for different things. And in almost all of the committees set up by this government across board, there doesn't seem to be, room given to Edo professionals in diaspora to take part in this committee set up by government. We can name quite a few committees and all of that the government sets up without even including anybody from the diaspora and all. Yes, good. We hear that the government is setting up the diaspora agency, and we hear that the bill for that agency is right now in the House of Assembly and all of that. But given the practical approach to governance in Edo State so far, do you fully agree with what Dr. Tony Agbons has said?
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte Pausa. To some extent, I agree. But I would not want to use the word worried, but I pronounce it so it could be said that I've used it. I think Governor Baseki has got only 1 year, 6 months to work effectively as a governor. To that extent, I am concerned. I will be even more concerned if this agency is not named within the first quarter of this very year. And you ask me why? Because diaspora seems to be alien indeed to Africa and Edo states. You must know that. We are beginning to be recognized. So I see the need where the government want to have a proper gazette. But I think there should be some degree of hastiness in making that to happen. Lante, myself, yourself, Dr. Tony Agbons, no matter how professional we are, we can't just go to Edo State and start working. That agency is very germane. It's a sine qua non and an inroad to allow diasporans to come. So everybody has been going there as individual to do whatever they like. But when that agency come in place, it's going to give us a proper direction. So until that agency is formed, it's somewhat difficult for us to comment. The governor on many fora has made us understand he cherishes the diaspora. Absolutely. He has said that on many occasions. But the inroad, the conduit to making that happen is that diaspora agency. And if that doesn't happen sooner rather than later, it will look like the governor is not serious. So if the governor is listening today, whatever needs to be done, either by way of lobby or anything, that should be done quickly, because the diaspora has a very strong, powerful impact to development of any nation. Even America also rely to some extent on diaspora as well. People will not understand this. So it is very key. Governor Obaseki has got effectively 1 year, 6 months, because by the fall of 2022, early 2023, all eyes will be on the next governor of Edo State come 2024. So, Mr. Governor, if you are listening, you have recognized the impact of diaspora. I would be happy if by the first quarter of this year, the agency is formed, so we can then be able to know where to channel all our resources to, because at the moment, everybody is working in silos. And much as I said that speech did not meet my expectation, I'm happy in certain areas, and diaspora that the governor mentioned is one of such.
Thank you very much. It's equally important that we inform the public that the issue of the diaspora agency right now is seriously being considered, I'm aware, by the House of Assembly. As a matter of fact, the bill was supposed to have its first and second reading before the supplementary budget which the governor submitted, and so the House decided to, put the bill on the diaspora agency aside and, of course, first deal with the issue of the budget. Well, the governor in his New Year's speech did talk about a lot of things. He talked about security. I was particularly very attentive to the issue of security, vigilante, and something struck me. And he did say that they have done something about the refurbished and renovated. Is it Ogida Barracks or so?
Yeah,
where the boys,
the training center.
The training center.
Yeah,
I mean, how do you see that? I think that is quite laudable.
Yes.
To bring some sanity into the vigilante, community. I don't know. What do you think of that, Dr. Agbons?
In fact, Comrade Lante, you took the sail out of my ship there. I was actually going to, mention this security. It's just very top of my list. Because all this one we are saying, development, diaspora, this or that. If there's no security in any society, there will be no development. Absolutely. The panacea for development is security. And let's be honest and call a spade a spade. I think there was a time when we were all very concerned about security in Edo. We all remember there were a lot of things, kidnappings, courts, fighting, and all that. But I think it's getting under control. But we are still having pockets of, security issues, especially on the roads, with respect to like the axis when the Benin Lagos Road, and then the Benin Auchi Road. So those are the two major areas. People get scared and they want to take flight, and those who cannot afford flight, they are afraid to travel and they cannot transact their businesses. So the vigilante, kudos to the vigilante that the state government have worked with communities and the security agencies, because it became obvious Nigeria, because of our exclusive list wahala, we don't have state police. So many state governments in Nigeria, those states, in the forefront, decided to use local security, because security is a local thing. People like I always say, armed robbers no be spirit. Now they be human being like you and me. These people, criminalities, people who commit crime, they live with us. So the use of vigilantes have helped to a large extent. And like you have said, Lamte, Comrade Lamte, we are really happy that the governor has said that the Ogida police barrack, the training school there have been refurbished by the Edo State government. This is a federal government facility, but Edo State government have refurbished it where these vigilantes will be trained and be retrained and retrained because they need training to be able to do their work so that they will also be regulated. So this is very good. It's a good thing to hear.
Aston, you are in the health sector, so I'm not going to ask you anything about this security matter. But I think I'm impressed with that. If government can regulate the vigilante, get them properly trained, and probably make them accountable, particularly talking about the weapons in their possessions and all of that, I think that would be very fine for the system. I want to come to health. The governor talked about health, particularly. I'm very much interested in the what's it called, the primary health care.
Yeah.
I was listening to the governor, and I know that the governor did promise I was going to build at least 200 primary health centers across the state, across every ward in Edo State. Well, about 192 wards in local government of Edo State and all of that. So, giving the governor's speech on health today, Pharmacist Austin, I know you were attentive. What's your assessment? Looking at the speech, the New Year speech, and the promises made, do we think the government is meeting up?
Thank you so much, Comrade Lamte. On the panel, because I'm a pharmacist, I might be closer to healthcare compared to three of us. But I didn't really consider healthcare to be a big issue. Like I said, the governor's speech cover all of them. There are 16 items. I'm happy with the plan for healthcare, but I am concerned with execution. And that will bring me back again to the 2 points I raised in my worries. We have 192 wards in Edo State, and the governor is planning to build 100 healthcare facilities, which means 2 to 1. That is fantastic. That is laudable. But these healthcare systems that will be built are going to be in the local government. So it goes back again. We need to have a good local government administration. Governor Obaseki and the Commissioner for Health cannot be in 92 wards all at the same time. So if you have a local government properly constituted, then we have supervisory councillors, and that will help to deliver it. So I'm happy with the plans he has for healthcare, but I'm saying that all these visions are good.
Comrade Iramira, you are sounding the issue of local government. Okay, I am sure that if the government is responding to you right now, they will tell you that there are administrators in the local government. Does that not serve a purpose?
No, I don't agree, because we are in a democracy. You know, understand what I mean? The person that appoints you, you are loyal to that person. But if you are elected and there is something functioning, you have a duty. Just like Governor Baseki has a duty to run his people. The local government chairman elected and is closer home, we have a duty as well. And of course, it creates an environment where people feel that they want to belong. I'm not saying this will happen immediately. We know all the problems, but I am not happy that it wasn't even captured at all in this very renewed speech of hope by my highly respected governor. I am not happy it wasn't captured. I know he has promised in a different forum before that this will come to light. But I'm saying this for our viewers and for anybody listening in Edo State, just to say that if this was kept somewhere, it should be brought to the fore. And I want Governor Baseki, as far as I'm concerned, on infrastructure and all that stuff, he has got a tick of 100% from me. But what we need now is pure governance. So that we will not all, so that my brother in Otuo will not all be calling Governor Baseki. He will be calling the chairman of Owa East local government area. And Governor Baseki will have his time to do all that stuff. But as it is now, all local governments are directly under the governor. That is not good for governance. And again, members of the House of Assembly, will carry these problems from the local government to the government as well. It's not his fault. We know all the problems. But I want him, as the general, to fix it for me. I am happy with what he said about healthcare. I think that's the road to go. Primary healthcare is very germane.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll come to you quickly, Dr. Agman. But before I do that, let me quickly, read out some comments from our people. I've got this one from Edokbolo, Moses Edokbolo. He did say here on Facebook. He said Edo witnessed the most peaceful December in a long time. I mean, can we?
Yeah, this flows back to what I was saying, that the huge successes that the government, the Edo State government, under the able leadership of His Excellency, have achieved. The vigilante, the synergy with the police, the army. I think he's been able to walk this through, and they've been working quietly. And security is not something that you start saying this is how we are doing it. It's a sensitive issue, and you can see what this our viewer have posted, and I think that is in mind of a lot of people.
I just want to add.
Go ahead, sir.
Governor Baseki continued for me to remain a visionary. Comrade Lante, let me tell you, whether we take it to the market or not, federal police cannot survive Nigeria for the next 10 years.
No.
And it is not clear, and we are not aware that we need regional, state, local government, call it anything. And I think establishing that training hub and bringing Ogida Police Barrack at Park to be able to give training, for me, it's a sense of vision. I have an uncle who is presently in Nigeria, in Edo State, and he told me, he said, my brother, Benin City has changed. Do you know that in this period of December, you can only achieve one thing? If you leave your house in the morning, you may not be able to come back again because the city is very packed. There are so many hotels. There's commerce and activities going on there. I was very happy because Edo State as it is a center. Those coming from the east, from the west, those that don't want to travel late will be in Benin City, will be in Edo State, and hotels and other commercial services is going on. And in this regard, like our brother said, there was very little issue of security. We must give it to the governor, given the fact that security still remains under the federal government. But I am saying, in the next 10 years, I don't think we can function with federal police anymore. It is very obvious. And I think Governor Baseki is latching on that at the moment.
Beautiful. I want to take this one from Prince or Mononya. He said, a great good evening to the comrades here. Thank you very much. It's my take on the future of Edo State under the umbrella of Governor Baseki is going to be unique in this 2022. He said, I never doubt his administration and service for Edo State people. All we need is to do, all we need to do as Edo citizens, all we need to do as Edo citizens, is to maintain law and order to ensure, there is peace. Edo is taking another dimension positively in development. He's expressing great hope that we'll have a better Edo State in 2022. Arobonos Okokonu has this to say. I probably have a response for that. Say, achievement speaks better than speech full of promises with a reverse end. Well, I think Arobonos, you are making sense. But the reason why the speech is important for all of us and why it should be important for you is that we must have a reference point when we are holding government accountable. We must have them to say, you said this. Why is this not on ground? So if there are no speeches, we definitely cannot hold government accountable. And this is very important for us to know. So we cannot condemn or say reduce any speech. And I must say this to the general public. Yesterday, I had a chat with one professor in Auchi. We're talking about the Comrade Show is going to be providing some street lights, some places around Aroa. hopefully in the course of this week or next week. And so I was discussing that subject matter with somebody in Auchi. He's the person on grace, a professor. And I asked him, just by passing, I said, what is your assessment of the governor? Well, no, I actually didn't ask him that. I was asking him, areas where we are coming to install the lights and all of that. And the guy said something that struck me. He said in Irua, where we are going to be installing this street light, said government marked 8 roads to be tarred, and that as we speak, 6 of the roads have been tarred by this government. And that to me sounded really, really good. So, and he was telling me that the road that we had marked to install the street lights at Irua, and that road is not being tarred yet. It's probably going to be the next one. So he's advising that we take it to another road that is just newly tarred and stuff like that. And I think that was a very good thing. It was asking, what is your assessment of the governor of Edo State? And the reason I was asking is very simple, because I live in the diaspora. I'm not on ground, and we talk to people on ground to measure government performance. And the guy has some very good positive things to say about the government. I think that corroborates what you are saying, Comrade Pharmacist Austin in Remira. And again, of course, for many people who are saying that the governor of Edo State is trying. I think that so far we should have a positive assessment of the governor. What do you think, Doctor?
Well, comrade, if you allow me, because this is the only area where the governor in his New Year speech absolutely met my expectation. And I think I should be the first in the studio to give him kudos. I haven't said where I am disappointed. I was very happy with that, because that was secretly part of my projection. And to hear that the government is not only doing Benin City, is doing Ekpoma and Auchi. And by extension, for what you've just said, maybe Ekpoma covers a bit of Irua that is doing. Much commendation. And I must also commend you, Lamte, because if not for the lighting system that became awash by Comrade Show to Edo State people, probably, maybe the lighting system will not have come to the front burner. So I must commend you and the vision and the Comrade Show for that. But I'm very happy that the governor and the government is doing that. Benin City, Ekpoma, Auchi, that for me is sweet. It has covered the 3 senatorial districts. Maybe if it comes out well, 1 or 2 years left, other areas will go. Commendations and kudos to Obaseki for that. I am buzzing.
Yes, I definitely know that Comrade Tony Agbansev, I feel definitely will agree with you, definitely. But Comrade Agbansev, I want to quickly go to another area, which appear to be, the governor appeared to be quite, sensational about the issue of what's it called, technology hub and stuff like that. I know he talks about it. He's doing so many things in that direction and all of that. Based on all that the governor is doing, as equally captured in his speech, do you think that as a state, as a people, we are ready for the state of mind of the governor, particularly having to do with technology and all of that?
Yeah, I think for a lot of people, because this is quite new, a lot of people see it as a joke when we talk of internet access. But the truth of the matter is that even in Edo State now, a lot of people, they use the internet for social media, for business. When we talk of internet, it's more than just making phone call. People just say, oh, I don't make phone call, I get my smart. It goes beyond that. So I think that's the area the state government is doing, getting this Benin Tech Park, technology park. I think what the governor is looking at, and I believe that even very soon you are going to see private sector going into this. We hear of Silicon Valley. This is all technology. In win-win, comrade, like you always say,
yes,
people that make things happen just with your laptop. We are not talking of Yahoo now. We are talking of people create the creative industry.
Yes,
It's huge. And that is why countries like America, Canada, all these places, even South Africa, they have leveraged. So I think Edo State has really hit the nail because we have, you see, Edo State people are very savvy. Our people, we are people with measured wisdom, like I said in one of my video one time. So, and our young people in Edo, even instead of doing all this Yahoo Yahoo, they will even know that this digital economy will pay them more because
Yes.
you just sit, you just sit in the corner of your room, and then the world is at your feet. You transact business,
Yes.
you move things just on a computer or just on a mobile phone. If I tell you the profit of Facebook, it's a digital company. How much they make? Uber. Uber is everywhere now in Nigeria, isn't it? This is a
Yes.
company that started in the US. The Indians, these are the things they've been using, you know. So I think the state government championing this, my brother, we are going to see the result in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time. I believe it strongly.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I just want to make an observation. I don't know because our ears are on the ground. And probably this is directly to the government of Edo State. We have heard. We have heard right. On the commercial table that a number of persons being trained by the Edo State government right now. Okay, in technology and all of that. People have complained that they have come across people who are not from Edo State, non-Edo indigenes. Now, we cannot independently verify this information, but it is out there that somehow the government is just, allowing everybody into the program without giving, proper consideration to Edo State people. Now, I don't know how true this is. I have personally tried to find out to verify this. I'm still on that, but I just want to mention it. If this is true, okay, it's probably not going down well with those state people. And we will encourage that government, if this is true, we are not saying it is true because we cannot independently verify it. We probably think that we are glad that the government is emphasizing seriously in the issue of technology, making people technologically savvy and stuff like that, and people are being trained regularly and all of that. We are seeing the partnerships the government is of embracing to train people. I am saying without fear or favor, without any iota of amen in my mouth, that this program by the government of Edo State should be squarely for Edo State people. Benis, Essence, Esakos, Onwans, Afemais, Bini people first, Bini people second, Bini people third. It is only when the Bini people fail to avail themselves then that slots can be given to close neighbors, and close neighbors starting from Delta State. This is my own take. I don't know how una see am. If it is true.
Yeah, Comrade, I think you should just rephrase that. Better put, say Edo people.
Yes, Edo State people. That's what I meant.
Edo people, yeah.
Edo State people. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you want me to say one or two?
Yes, so you can say one or two about it. I don't know if it is true, but
I think there is no point saying the obvious. What you said is true. I don't have anything to say about that. We should do it for Edo State people. But I just want to read two things on the chat. Anthony Ajibola Omori says that Crusoe Osaige, in his response to APC press conference, mentioned that local government election is in the pipeline. According to him, the election is expected to take place on or before March 2022. I am so happy because that is what I want. I'm very happy.
I was actually coming there, though. I'm
very happy for that. And Sonny Obanore is asking the Comrade Show, Happy New Year. What are the best methods to reach Comrade Lamte?
Yeah, it can reach us through our number. Our number is.
We can display the number again.
Was displayed earlier. I actually displayed that because of him, really. Yes. So, my people, I think this is the much we're going to take right now, so we can move to our other matters at the moment. So, but I'm sure, hopefully, that we are still going to be looking at some other aspects of the speech of the governor. But what I can say, just to cap this up, is to quickly say, encourage Edo people. let us keep faith with this governor. Like somebody wrote on the chat, box, and the person said, all we can do as a people, Edo people, is to support the government in whatever way we can. It is important. We already see the indices of governance being enjoyed by Edo people, and we are seeing a lot happening across the land. And if we don't cooperate with government to make more things come, definitely we are not going to get the entire dividend. So we on our own part will continue to eulogize the government where the government is doing all right, and of course call the government to account where we feel things are not measuring up. And so I think I'm constructively, in the most constructive sense, I think that is what Edo people owe this government. Over and above all, so far so good. We want to say we score the government, reasonably high. On the issue of local government, yes, it gladdens the heart to note that there are comments, statements already out there by the special advisor, to the government on communications and all that. Talking of Usagi Kuso, that local government elections is a matter in the pipeline. To be very honest, like Austin has stressed, local government elections is a matter that should be on the top burner right now, because again, these are part of the structures of government, of governance, that strengthens the institution of governance, as it were. Expands participation and all of that. So I think that it's high time that the government give that serious consideration. We've talked about it previously. I think it's important. 2022 must not pass us by without having a local government election. It's very important. On the issue of House of Assembly and all of that, yeah, we are cautiously concerned. We know that the matter of the House of Assembly and the 14 members, that and their issue is in court and all of that. But we know too that the governor of Edo State and of course the leadership of the House can actually, put us together to see how these matters can be resolved as quickly as can be, so that we can have a more complete, House of Assembly. I think it's what Edo people want. If the APC members, that some people have, described as dissidents, okay, if they are losing their seats, then government and all the structures of government should put us together to see how by-elections can be conducted to fill up those spaces, so that those states can truly have a very robust, political participation, as it were. So these are matters that we cannot gloss over. They are important as much as the government is doing its own to ensure that, the institution of governance is being strengthened. We cannot gloss over this. These are very important as well. We hope that the governor will listen and, of course, do the needful, at least before the end of 2022. These are part of the expectations, because remember, we are discussing 2022 expectations plus more. Right now, I'm going to hand over to my brother, Dr. Agban Sabafi. Is having a report on the Ahwe Games. Exciting report. Some just came in now as breaking news.
Yeah.
Over to you, Dr. Agbons.
Yeah, thank you very much, Comrade Lamte Oriahi. Please, if we can allow Dr. Okumbawa to come in, is our guest. He's been actually the one sending most of the report to us. So he's been at the studio door for a while.
Okay,
so,
I have. I cannot see his image. Dr. Okumbawa, can you hear us? Can you see us?
So I can see you. I've been following you for a while now, for about 10.
Oh man, very apologies, my brother. We've been on this matter with Edo State government, and this I cannot see you.
No, I know the issue with video and where he is. So if he can just talk to us, admit him, can talk to us by audio.
He's been admitted. So go ahead, Dr.
Yeah. Hello to the people.
So thank you very much, Dr. Okumbawa, for joining us, live, and big thank you to you and Roland Ogwanina for all the updates. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to tell you first of all that the team Comrade Show has qualified for the finals of the Ahwe Carnival taking place.
Wow.
The final is going to be tomorrow.
Wow.
And we are going to be playing against the United Achievers Club of New York. That is a club that is also sponsoring a team. So we are in the finals. And like I did predict last week, the cup is coming home.
So it's UK versus the United States.
You can say that again.
I think I have a footage that just came in. Let's play that footage.
Osage team 2-1 to qualify for the final. The Comrade Show has qualified for the final while beating Osage team 2-1. While tomorrow is the final day, Comrade Show to meet whoever win from the both team, Osage, Egbavon and Achievers United for tomorrow match. While the Comrade Show have qualified for the final tomorrow to play the final team. Thank you very much. Beating Egbavon team 2-0. While the Achievers United beating Egbavon team by 2 goals to nothing. Right now, the Achievers United are qualified for the final tomorrow match to meeting the Comrade Show tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Dr. Kumbawa, what do you have to say? We are in the finals, Comrade Show team.
Dr. Kumbawa, please talk to us. We are listening. We can hear you, sir.
It is exciting. Very, very exciting. When the Comrade Show showed up yesterday for the first match, they had the star player and the winner of last year's match, Mr. Charity Egbavon. And in no time, Comrade Show team flushed the opposing team 2-0. In fact, the match was like a sudden death because they were able to knock off the king of the opposition within 5 minutes of the game. And it was from the players of both teams, Comrade Show seemed to have the edge. They have one of the best players in the tournament. Achievers United from New York City also have 2 of the very best in the tournament. So tomorrow's final is going to be a clash of teams with 4 players who are very skilled in spinning the aqua seed, and they also been very, very aggressive in their shooting. They don't really waste time. They knock off the opponent's seeds in no time. So tomorrow, you can expect an explosive match. It's going to be the grand finale.
Fireworks.
As well as all other events will be added tomorrow. We make games, sports. If you know that the Aqua Games evening moonlight activity, other during the day, like Aqua, the farmers don't go to the farm. In the evenings, the elders will sit, come outside. They will draw the lines, these 3 parallel lines on the floor, on the ground. In fact, they use the compound that had the smoothest compound, smoothest floor was always used. And then you see elders, all of them competing with the skills in Aqua and knock off the opponent's teams. And you see the crowd gathered. But as we grew older, the game was lost because the lot followed. But as we are now, some of those elders that had that skills, they are still very much alive and feel very much. Back in the day, Mr. Charity Egbavon was on the year, but now an elder, and he's probably the most potent player of that game as we speak. So, Comrade Show stand a chance of winning. But it's not going to be easy because the opposing guys that are very good at spinning.
Wow.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Kumbawa. Thank you so much.
It is instructive to quickly note that Dr.
So tomorrow will be explosive. You can be sure of that.
From Ugumosu.
Yes.
It's Dr. Kumbawa, thank you very much, my brother. And I'm so happy that Team Comrade Show, we are in the finals, and we're going to be showing you some videos because this carnival, the tournament started yesterday, January 1st. It's a 3 days event, January 1st, January 2nd. Tomorrow is the grand finale, and like Dr. Kumbawa said, our women, the girls, they're going to be a whole lot of activities tomorrow. There will be food. Our Edo kind of barbecue and everything will be on tomorrow. I will get there.
Dr. Okubawa, don't forget to send us major, what's it called, highlights of the event, and all of that, so we can play around with them in the studio.
You can count on me for that. You can count on me for that.
Definitely.
Thank
Yeah,
you
Dr. Kumbawa. Dr. Kumbawa, thank you so much. This is Austin speaking. So tomorrow is going to be a clash of the titans.
Yes.
My pleasure.
I'm sure the most spiritual man on the studio now is Dr. Tony Agbons. I know after today's program is going to go to the spiritosphere. I pray to make sure that the trophy comes to the UK. But I must thank you very much. I just want to say, aside from the Aqua Games, can you tell us anything about the commercial activities going on and how the village is really gearing towards this?
If this is the time the farmers usually rest after the year's farm activities. So yes, 2 days ago they celebrated the Igwe festival. So because of their resting, it gives them ample time to pay attention to this game. It brings a lot of excitement to them because they don't usually have activities like this anymore. So it's about like a cause almost dying. So reviving it gives a lot of them hope. Some of the young ones are seeing it for the first this game stage. So everyone is excited. The village are excited. And one other thing that makes very the Comrade Show.
I want to hear this part too.
Want to hear this part very well.
By the best player of last year's tournament.
Dr. Kungo, hold on. We didn't hear what you were trying to say.
Players can be bought by any team.
You were going to talk about the Comrade Show did something. We didn't hear that part too.
Can you say it again, please?
Can you repeat what you said
So
in the last 1.5 minutes?
Favor that was working in. Yes, I said this player last year was bought by the Comrade Show this year to play for the Comrade Show. And the cost of buying that player is a huge incentive for others to play for. That subsequently, if you are very good, maybe next year another team could end up paying you to play for them.
So
and so that is
the transfer fee was very good.
It was very good, very good. It's never been done before. This is the first time.
What record transfer?
Oh yes,
and
I think
the record transfer fee.
If he wins this edition, we will renew his contract.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. That's for sure.
3 seasons we tie him down.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we can buy for 3 seasons. And
I'm sure he will be willing.
Yes, and even add some other players. So we want to monopolize it. This is the new Real Madrid. I mean, the new.
No.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Yeah.
I'm just so happy that I want us
my
to
pleasure.
Moses Edopolo's comment so that
Yes.
He wants to have his own team.
Yes, Moses Edopolo just said, can we crowdfund a mini stadium for this game? It is possible. Yes, I agree with you, Moses.
It's possible because we are reviving and adding new rules and new approaches to the game every time. This year's edition so far will be somewhat different from last year's edition. So by next year, new rules will be coming up. We are adding a lot of new values, new ideas to make it more exciting and more interesting for people to participate. And I'm sure that by next year, I will expect that more team people will be going to buy players or have their own team because 8 teams featured this year. Next year we might have more, and we might even have more teams being sponsored by maybe diaspora groups like Comrade Show and United Achievers of New York.
We are on in this matter. We are bringing more people to come and be part of it. But
we are defending this trophy for the next 4 seasons.
Dr. Agbons, I will really say kudos to you. Thank you seriously. You and Austin Iremira, you guys spearheaded, the buying of the best players of the tournament in the commercial team. So let's hope that tomorrow
you sent our agent to work.
Yes, you sent agents to work and all of that. Let's hope that tomorrow we will leave the trophy and we can celebrate even more. And that's our best player.
You must read this by Zenagen Roland.
That's Paul Ogwanina. That's his page on Facebook.
He said the community has given a piece of land
for the Akwe Games.
Oh, the committee has given a piece of land for the Akwe Games, you see.
So this is like the mini stadium that Moses Adokbola was talking about is coming to be.
So
in fact, I always say this: nothing stops an idea whose time has come. You see, these Akwe Games. You look, Comrade. Let's show our people some video one, video two.
Let's take a look at this.
Let's take a look.
Any otu wani gbe ogie oge vae oni wudombi ari fi akwe oni wa le win wa le gbe ha upa oni ebote hat trick ha ni wa le gbe upa ni yan wa fi onu wo le afi wa le gbe wa le agbe wo de oni e penalty so the team na ya we fi yan we gbe adu fi na yan do mu ja u fi na yan itaku ni ho ni agbe. I think
so this is the Akwe, this is the competition going on right as this was yesterday's match. You can see the two opposing teams.
Four against 3. Hey, nice. 4-4.
Another knock for the Comrade Show team. Comrade Show is in the lead, 4 seats down. The Comrade Show have knocked down 4 seats from the opposing team. A brace for Comrade Show team. It's a brace for the Comrade Show team. Eva. Game over. Family team shooting.
So these are the medals that teams are going to collect at the end of the carnival, as you can see there.
I think it's important to note that what you have just watched, it's an amateur coverage of the process. But after the program, I'm sure we are going to have a stable, more professional coverage and well edited. And at some point, we are going to, show the documentary of the entire program, so we can have a feel of it. I have another amateur, footage that I want to share. Let's look to that. Yes, I've got that here as well. It's just an amateur. Don't take it personal. Yeah, it's an amateur. Just somebody just recorded in a center.
And I must say, there are professional coverage there, but they usually do a documentary at the end of the 3 days program.
Exactly.
But this one, we have to show you the Orient first of all.
Exactly. The side Orient from our person.
So this is the commencement of game 2. A money family team and the Comrade Show team. The Comrade Show team won the first game by knocking out the king of a money team midway into game 2 to start. The Comrade Show have just knocked down one of the players of the Emoni family team.
A minute to go. A minute to go. Injury time, a minute to go. Home goal, home kick. Hey, time there. A minute to go, a minute to go. A minute to go.
Whoa!
A minute to go.
The Comrade Show team have won the first game. They have knocked down the king of the opposing team, the opposing team. Game over. It's a sudden death. The Comrade Show have won the first match of the carnival, Aqua Games Carnival, by knocking out the king of the opposing team.
Wow.
Wonderful.
This is
Thank you,
beautiful.
Dr. Kumbawa, for your coverage. I know it's just your mobile phone. So please, our viewers, don't worry, but we just needed to show you this highlight so that you know that this game we've been talking about in the last, since the middle of this year, is actually happening. And tomorrow is the grand finale. Is it going to be a carnival? Our women will be involved in the
and the Comrade Show is in the finals.
And the Comrade Show team is in the finals.
It's in the finals of this game.
We are playing United Achievers Club of New York. So it's going to be a titanic battle tomorrow. My brother Austin, don't worry. We'll go to the spiritual realm and put some things on the ground. Don't worry. We have to bring that trophy to the Comrade Show.
My joy in this is, I mean, just like Dr. Kumba mentioned just now, that the entire village data is inspired. People are now looking to better themselves in the game so that they can have a chance of being bought by a team for next season.
Yes.
I mean, the idea that you guys brought, we just bought one of the best players of the tournament. We signed him on. I mean, I didn't know it was going to make that much impact. Right now, I think it's a talking point by everybody, in this tournament at Ogomosu. Honestly,
it is. I know you want to say something. Come on.
I am just happy. You see, when you see those things happening, you see happiness being very generic. You see unity. The villagers are coming together. Absolutely. I mean, this is absolutely sweet. And even our viewers are even in top gen, they are making suggestions. Everybody is happy. Our viewers out there, if you are from that village, please get in touch with the Comrade Show. Start preparing for next edition. It's usually in January. I'm very, very happy.
Yes, yeah. And just to ice this up, I know, Comrade, you got quite a number of videos. There is one particular video, Comrade, that we still need to show. So you see the Odion way of Ugomonson community by Nabulele. He spoke with somebody about this Ahwe game. Let's get some historical perspective. Video number 3.
Ahwe na ya egbon owa hi ahwe ona wa gbogi ni ona ewo mi ka owo obi ekodukun kege ni ade awa ahwe na owe so bi ekere adagi be agun bari we je ana be se obi mare roladi we obi oganina ona we azo de bade odenede aya gwalo ahwe na eho na wure gbe imwe emara gele so 2000 is it not 2020
I mean the first one on record.
The first on a record emana afie kegene a ide ona we redere ona we ebe na enupo amagwupo agba aro yen no na miewe continuously e kan no mana amata egele no we de ano gbura na ni na wa lori ko ni ya fe na benaro enukpo amagwupo agba aro ni ala we first second third but second and third in a row very important ana wo wa me ka mi ahia de fe emi ne de no emi na ho no gbu se na na gburi gbe imwe emi esi no webo obeje bo ran se ni mana mwe ahwe na fina gbegbe na li.
How far have we no more?
This is the champion last year after games. It's a charity every
year. And we pray that it will be a continual exercise, which I have interest in. And they continue to go like that. I pray for God and exercise from the community.
So just tell us, how long have you been playing this game?
I've been playing this game since about 4 years ago. Today we are still playing it this year.
Now you have been playing it since 4 or 5 years back. Is there any improvement?
There's improvement. There's improvement.
Just tell us what
improvement that it's not as we handled it last 4 or 5 years. It's not at this we do now. There's improvement. The sense that everybody now come out massively and watch the exercise. And people from various places, they always come. Even the ITV, the Benin Radio, all of them came to witness the event.
Now you have been a champion for, let me say, 2 to 3 consecutive times.
I've been a champion for 3 times.
You see, that's the champion.
That's the one we bought.
That's the player we signed. We signed.
Signed.
Our agent talked to him, and we signed him from his previous team, and he's the one leading our charge. Mr. Charity Guavon is the reigning champion. He won the tournament last year. So
there's something unique. There's something unique with the Guavoins when it comes to sports.
So, but in a way, my brothers, what I see with these Ahwe games is that this is we said it last week. We are changing our narrative. Honestly, I can't wait to play this Ahwe myself. I'm telling you.
I mean, look, man. There are no limits to it. It's something that we can even put together, even while we're in diaspora.
Yes.
You know, we organize and just put it out there. You know, and why can't we play it? We can, yes, of course. You know, so but let's keep it at that at the moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So over to you now, Comrade Pharmacist Iremira. I know you have one bit.
Yes, over to you, Comrade Iremira.
Thank you so much, CNC and Dr. Tony Agbons. I think I've really enjoyed this program. The Aqua game is just making me feel happy and a good icing on the cake. But we have to move on and the show must go on. Remember last Sunday, we reported that in the early hours of the day, the news of the death of Desmond Tutu, a strong man in South Africa and indeed Africa, an Archbishop and a Nobel Prize winner, passed away. Ceremony started for his burial rite on Thursday, and the early hours of today, he was committed to Mother Earth. May his gentle soul rest in peace. For a man who has been in the world stage and been laid to rest, it's only good that Comrade Show say a thing or two about him and to pay our last respect to this very unique man of African descent, a true African, and a man who stood for good governance, better behavior, stood against apartheid and bad ruling in South Africa. Surprisingly, this gentleman was buried in a simple wooden coffin with nothing at all attached, and he planned and gave instructions on how his death will be, and indeed is followed. Just under 1 week, he was laid and committed to Mother Earth. Dr. Tony Agbons, what are your reflections as we witness what happened ranging from Thursday through to Friday, Saturday, and indeed this morning in South Africa?
My brother, Pharmacist Ramira, what you have just described, encapsulates the life journey of a man who came to change what he saw and met on the ground. Like you have said, his casket, his final resting material. In fact, the internet has been buzzing. They said it's the cheapest ever. Simple, no design, all those things we used to see. And that is what the life of Archbishop Desmond Tutu has always been. It was a life of service, service, service. And let me mention that Desmond Tutu is a Nobel Prize winner. He won the Nobel Prize for peace. This was a man of peace, a man of great capacity to lead, a man of great capacity to be the voice of the voiceless, a man of great capacity to be the voice of the vulnerable, a man who saw himself as an agent of change. That change he saw should begin from him and should start from him. And that was his entire life service. This was a man. I was reading a piece written by one of our brothers, Praise Far Away. Wow, what a piece. This was a man not given to building large auditoriums all over South Africa, but the auditoriums that Archbishop Desmond Tutu built were auditoriums built in the heart of men and women, not just in South Africa. We are talking about him now. He's not a Nigerian. In church today, my pastor talked about Archbishop Desmond Tutu. In fact, we even sang a South African song today just to remember him. So that is the essence of living. We are not here forever. And there are lessons here for Nigerian leadership to know. None of us will be here forever. I wrote an article recently and I said that in 100 years' time, none of us will be here, including myself talking. So why all this, penchant for amassing wealth and flaunting wealth all over the place? It doesn't help. And Archbishop Desmond Tutu was a team player. He worked assiduously with people like Nelson Mandela, Steve Biko, all those names, just mention them. Tambo Mbeki, all of them, they work together to, and working with other people all over the world to liberate South Africa. And I'm going to end my talk with this powerful quote I had from the lips of our father. In fact, Austin, you were just telling me today that he has passed on. I didn't know. May his soul rest in peace. And he said, it is only Professor Joel who believes that what he does not know does not count as knowledge. No man is an island of himself. Let us all keep working together. That was Reverend Monsignor Theophilus Waiwaifu. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you. Just to put it again, in the Catholic world, we say Very Reverend Monsignor T. Uwaifo, Provost of College of Education, Ekiadolo, isn't it? And he did so many other things. Thank you so much, Dr. Tony Agbons. Those comments of yours on Archbishop Desmond Tutu are weighty, they are real, and of course, they are exemplary. We enjoin all our leaders, people of power, to emulate this great man. And also to reference the article that was written by Israel Followay. I think he also said something.
Praise Followay.
He also said something. I think Desmond Tutu was administering in a church where a governor in Nigeria came and he came late. Governor Desmond Tutu made him to wait.
No, that was Followay's dad, who was an Anglican priest.
Who was an Anglican priest? Okay, yeah. So I think it was referring in that
discipline.
Yes, he was saying discipline. Comrade Friends, Dr. Tony Agbons has said a lot, but words are never enough for great people, especially in the realm and light of Desmond Tutu. What do you have to say about this?
Nothing. It's the simplicity of the man. His funeral reflected his simplicity, and he's got some famous quotes. He said in one of his quotes, he said, "Do your little bit wherever you are." So it is those little bits put together that eventually overwhelm the world. It was a man of little bits. A man who understood that life is a series of moments, and what you do with each moment, matters a lot. And so every moment, was of value to him. And again, he was a man who led a very humble life. I didn't meet him in person, but I have a friend of mine way back in Spain who met, Desmond Tutu in person, had some time of chat with him. I remember many years ago, 10 years ago, he told me of his encounter with Desmond Tutu. And so what he told me stuck in my head. Like, Desmond Tutu to him was not a man to be reached by somebody of his own status. You understand what I'm saying now? But the man climbed down. You understand what I'm saying? To interact with him, like he was overwhelmed. Like, man, it's not. Is it possible? And all of that. A modest man to the core. And we could see from his funeral, his children talking, everybody embracing the process. As a matter of fact, his funeral humbled everybody who participated. In that, you probably came in from wherever you are with very high status, from your high horses and all of that. Coming to the environment of his funeral, you see that his funeral humbled everybody who was present. You understand what I'm saying now? Everybody. I mean, I listen to the children speak, the legacy left behind and all of that. So, to be honest, I'll just say, may his soul rest in peace. Adieu, Desmond Tutu. We will talk about him forever because he has left a legacy that will forever be remembered. Adieu.
Thank you so much, CNC and Dr. Tony Agbons, for your comment on this perfect gentleman. Even in death, he showed humility. And as it's always said, to live in the act of those you love and those that love you and those that want to emulate you is never to die. Desmond Tutu might have been gone physically, but he lives in all our minds. He's never going to go out of there because we're going to think about him. On that note, I say, may his gentle soul continue to rest in perfect peace. And may his blood water the tree that will bear fruits of freedom for South Africa and indeed Africa. God bless him and bless his soul.
Okay, I want to thank you very much. I'm just reading one comment right now from Robonoso Kokoni. I don't know if we cannot verify this independently at the moment. But he has just said, I know it's not a matter to be joke with. He has just said we lost an ex-commissioner for sports, Mr. Brown, Ibewele, last Friday. We are mourning at the moment. Brown Ibewele. Did any of us hear? I know Brown a lot.
Yeah, no, I know Brown.
I wasn't aware.
Yeah, I wasn't aware.
Wow.
I'm just
may his soul rest in peace if this is true, man.
Amen.
And thanks for the information, Okokoni. Thank you very much. Brown Ibewele, man, we used to be a very popular sports
yes, up to national level.
Yeah, I remember the guy stood very much for Insurance of Benin in those days, man.
Yeah.
They said it's true. They said it's true.
Wow. That's a big blow, man. That's a big blow.
The Lord comfort his family and the entire people of those states.
Wow. Anyhow, amen. May his family be comforted in this trying time. So, Edo people and Nigerians, it's been the Comrade Show and it's been the Comrade and Friends. This day, the 2nd of January 2022, the first edition of the Comrade Show. And of course, it's been very exciting. We've talked about the governor of Edo State and of course, his New Year's speech to Edo State people. We have looked at the Ahwe Games currently taking place at Ogomo soon, community with all the participation. And of course, the charity news is that the Comrade Show team is in the finals to be played tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll come back here again to, of course, showcase, the trophy that will be won by the Comrade Show. We are hoping, doing everything to ensure that the Comrade Show team wins. And by the grace of God, it's just going to get better. Hopefully, by next year, it's going to be bigger. We are not going to wait till December to start talking about it. From this January, we're going to be talking about it. We are going to create the indulgence of Edo people to support this program, support this particular competition. I'm glad it's been announced that the community has provided some piece of land. We can develop this. I'm sure we can all come together like one of our brothers talked about earlier, and have a proper show come January 1st to 3rd of next year, 2023. God willing and God keeping us alive. On the part of the governors of Edo State, some people have, equally mentioned, when I did say that we have some information, we cannot verify, we don't know how true it is, but we are saying if it is true, we like, the policy of government to change to ensure that the people who benefit more from the Edo Tech arrangement by way of training should be Edo State people. And somebody rightly mentioned that Edo State young people should equally, be serious to ensure that they use their life, their lives in things that are constructive. And of course, this is equally to mention that this is very true. In the event that we have slots for 500 people and only 100 persons in Edo State come out for the slot, definitely the other slot will have to go to some other people and all of that. That's not a good thing. So while we try to hold government accountable, if this is true, we equally should hold Edo young people and of course the entire Edo State society, accountable as well. We must now, as a matter of urgent national security, begin to understand that we have a government we must work with, okay, by being responsible indigenous of Edo State to ensure that collectively we all make Edo State work for us. Be a responsible Edo State young man. Eschew courtesan, eschew violence, eschew fraud, which is becoming highly prevalent. The issue of Yahoo. And use your life to do something better. As a matter of fact, though we're not discussing this topic, I'm sure we're going to raise it at some point. Guys, do you know that today some parents are giving their children to some champions of Yahoo to say, train them in Yahoo? It was only because of this Christmas, somebody was telling me that a father and a son, they are both involved in Yahoo business, swindling people through the internet and all of that. In Edo State. Edonana Bima.
Very sad.
Sad, my brother. Then tomorrow we want to blame the government to say the government is opening the doors of development, of opportunities to other people, who are not Edo State indigenes. Meanwhile, Edo State indigenes are there. Some of them are busy using their lives for nonsense that will not bring any glory to the state. I think it's time we call it spade and not just a working implement. Edo State people, anyway. Let me not be emotional about this. I'm sure we shall have a time to talk about it. It's because it's really, it can be really annoying that the opportunities are coming. If the information is true, people who are responsible are taking it. And the responsible people, many of them are not Edo State indigenes. It's sad, Emma. We can't blame government of that if that is the truth. You understand what I'm saying now? Anyhow, Edo people, we are not intending to take too much of our time programming out of phone. I want to thank you all for those who've been part of this. And I want to say that by the grace of God, next Sunday we're going to be on again. Please keep a date with us. Let's keep doing this. This program, the Comrade Show, we are here only for the interest of Edo State development, in particular, and Nigeria at large. Nothing more. We don't do gossip. We don't do anything. But we talk about those things that make us a better people, make our state develop better, and of course, we try to, as much as possible, stand to remind government, those in government, what they have promised to do. We'll keep on doing that without fear of favor, without fear of intimidation. You understand what I'm saying? Because the business of development of those states is a matter that is of utmost interest to all of us. And that's why we are here. So keep sharing our program. If you have not subscribed to the Comrade Show on YouTube, please do subscribe if you want to. If you don't, it's all right. And if you are not following us yet on Facebook, follow us, follow the Comrade Show, and let's keep doing this together. It's been the Comrade and Friends, and I've had the pleasure of being with my brothers, my very top colleagues, my people, the Comrade and Friends, and that's talking of Austin the Remira and Dr. Tony Agmos. Guys, it's been nice having this together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Edo people, have a good weekend. Bye for now, and Happy New Year once again.
Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us. Follow us and be the first to know. Peace.